morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to a Supernatural Saturday. And today's going to be a very interesting, exciting day. Hi, Marigold. Today I've got a being by the name of George Washington with me, who's, I believe, the first president of the United States. And it's actually been a very disturbing connection in the sense that some of the ideas that he suggests and ruminates about are foreign to what I believe human society is evolving towards, but which he says were necessary elements in the time that he existed in and maybe again. But we'll get into that as we get things launched in the morning. I want to say welcome to everybody. This is episode 21, and the episode today is What is Freedom? And it's very interesting that the process of channeling is something that's universal to all of us. We can all do this. We can all learn to tap into that. Nikola Tesla did it, and Thomas Edison did it. You can bet your bottom dollar that Elon Musk has done it. Lots of beings on this planet have brought Joan of Arc, channeled the divine. So there are lots of beings that are conscious of that process, but everybody can learn to do that. So be mindful of this, that you will get hunches and ideas and inspirations from where you'll be surprised. Where did I get that idea from? You may ask yourself. If that you find that happening frequently, you can rest assured your guides and your angels and the divine beings that are working with you individually are trying to communicate to you. And it's important you identify them, connect them, learn from them, grow from them. They'll give you information and ideas and inspiration that go beyond the confines of this third dimensional realm, and can bring great joy into your life and the lives of other people when you bring that in. Freedom. So today is going to be what is freedom. It's really funny how George Washington came to me today. It was like I just heard the word freedom literally yelled in my mind. Like I just heard the word freedom, and it shocked me a little bit because it was very sudden. I don't usually get sudden shocks like that anymore with my guides, my angels, or other beings that connect to me. But he yelled the word out, freedom, really loud. And when I asked who was this, he said, it's I, George Washington, and I'm here to discuss the truth about what freedom is. And so we're going to get into that in a couple minutes. I want to say welcome to everybody. Also, Patricia, Lori, Kate, Giovanna. Hasn't this been these last few weeks have been absolutely amazing to me. The information that's flowing through. I've been looking back over some of the shortcuts for the soul this week and some of the other episodes of Supernatural Saturday. And it's very humbling when you realize that there's always something somewhere, that there's higher knowledge, higher wisdom, a greater perspective than the one that we can formulate on our own about what life is. And it's really important to learn to open ourselves up to perspectives that lead us to more joy, lead us to more love, lead us to more light, leads to contributing better to other people's lives. I think it's really important to open up to those that knowledge and information, whether it's from your guides, your angels, or whether it's from a book or a priest or a minister or a rabbi or a teacher or a mentor. Always be open to ideas that will inspire you and uplift you and take you beyond what you're familiar with into the uncharted country of excitement. And as little children will crawl around in everything without any awareness of potential danger. They just go. And we need to become more adventurous like that as individuals and as a collective species. So what is freedom? When I asked him why he wanted to talk about freedom, the statement was, what is freedom? And he gave me a really simple definition for what freedom is that for me resonated very strongly. And he said, the definition of freedom is that any action or interaction between individuals which ennobles the expression of both and enhances or improves the quality of their lives, this would be considered freedom. Any organization or group that would inspire and empower and work towards the embetterment of its adherents is an example of freedom. He said ultimately the freedom he said a lot of people have taken that meaning of freedom and broken it down into things that are actually quite not good. Like, do you have the right to watch whatever you want to watch on television? Absolutely. Do you have the right to walk down the street and hurt people? Absolutely not. Do you have the right to speak your mind on something you agree with or disagree with? Absolutely. These are some of the side things of freedom, but freedom in its essential nature. He says freedom in its essential nature is any action, idea, or information that inclines an individual or group of individuals to enhance, improve, and preserve the quality of life for everyone. That is ultimately what the definition of freedom is that he's given me. I'm reminded of again, I don't know all the details. I know a few years ago I wrote an article on the Bill of Rights, the American Bill of Rights. And when I look back, I realized I was channeling that article then. And one of the things that they told me is that Bill of Rights is the perfect universal template for humanity to utilize as a template for forging forward into the new consciousness that is unfolding for humanity now. This Bill of Rights recognizes that age and culture or sexual ideology have no place in the enforcement and supporting of freedoms for all peoples. That he's saying that ultimately the bottom line to freedom is there is no use of force or fraud on anyone. Everything is coming from a place of truth and light. Anyway, some of the things he's talking about, he's talking about fighting and war and stuff like that, and the necessity of it. And I have a really hard time with the idea of war, because it's never been a good thing for anybody except for the victors, right? And even for them, there's always a price to be paid. But he does say that there have been instances where the freedoms of an individual are so unduly infringed upon that individual has no choice other than to stand up and push away that which would impinge upon its freedoms, while still doing the best that individual can to preserve the life and honor the life in self and others. Very interesting. Well, hello, Prem. Hi, everybody. We'll go through this a little slowly. Patricia, Kira, Sunny Soul. I love some of the names. Hi, Trish. Hi, Terry. My work is furloughed until June, but my coworkers, Sandy and Mary, collude against me. Is it my divine task to see the truth in this situation and stay or leave? It's interesting because the subject today is what is freedom? And he's just said that freedom is essentially the behavior or conduct of an individual or group of individuals that does not infringe upon the well-being or the rights of others to express themselves freely. And again, I'm paraphrasing now. But what I get for you with regard to that is that it would really be really important to not even give attention or energy to the idea that they are colluding against you, for you may inadvertently be feeding energy to that which you do not wish to experience. Yes, I understand. So we can actually focus, if we focus on things that people are saying or doing that we think they're about to get us, there's something going on, they're doing this, the very nature of that energy can actually produce or instill or stimulate that behavior in other people. You can see this in if you watch people on the street where they, if you've ever seen a fight on the street, and you watch one person look at the other person, what are you looking at? And they're going, what are you looking at, right? And they both decided the other person's thinking something the other person's thinking, but they really don't know what the other person's thinking, but they're thinking, they think they know that the other person's thinking. And based on that, whatever they've assumed in their mind, we can actually watch a whole process escalate and become a fight, when in reality, each individual made up in their own mind what was going on in the mind of the other person for whatever reason. But we see that a lot happening today in our civilization, and I mean civilization of humanity as a whole, where we formulate ideas and beliefs about others, and that very idea, whether it is true or false, takes on a reality. When you add an emotional reality to something, you can actually add to the manifestation of that condition. So I would take the advice of what they're telling me is to pull your energy away from their collusion. Just send love to them. Send out a frequency of love to the situation. Know that what's unfolding is happening for you, not to you. And this is a really important point. Life is happening for you, not to you. Great question. I think everybody can benefit from that type of understanding. He keeps saying to me that he wants me to talk about war, and I really don't want to talk about war. It just does not resonate with who I am. But it's important we understand. Okay, okay. I'm going to compromise here. It's important to understand at what point do you question the actions of others in relation to yourself, in that those actions of the other are actually those which restrict your right to be fully and completely sentient in the expression of your life, fully and freely expressing in the expression of the sentience of your life. Um, yeah, okay. I'm gonna. There's a process here. So we got this whole COVID-19 thing going on right now, and there's a logic to it. I mean, for me personally, again, this is my personal opinion. Um, the COVID-19, there's behind it says it's 25 people are asymptomatic, which means they don't show symptoms, but they carry the disease. Um, and therefore, those 25% people, even if they're isolated, when they come back out, they're still going to be carrying the disease. And then I've had other people say, well, I should have the right, whether I want to get sick or not, it's up to me if I want to go out and risk that. Do they have the right to that? My personal opinion is yes, we all have the right to do with our life as we will, but also to be mindful that I do need to respect yours. If I suspect I'm ill, if I get a cold or anything like that, I've always been mindful of avoiding people just out of courtesy and respect, because I know that a lot of people have beliefs about the transmission of disease, right? I don't get colds anymore. I haven't had a cold in ages, because I keep my body vibration high enough that it's not subjective to lower vibrational frequencies like that. Remember, disease is a vibration. Disease is a vibration. So freedom, and you can see just as we go into that, you can feel the energy change. Just the whole idea of what is true, what is false. Are people truly acting in your best interest? And this is something where the capacity to reason intelligently comes into play, but also to trust in your heart. Because again, things may appear a certain way and be completely different than what you know. And this is what my guides and angels have been telling me. They're saying this whole thing has nothing to do with conspiracy. It has nothing to do with people out to get you. It has to do with humanity, all of humanity, needing to repose itself back into itself. When I question what they mean by that, they say very simply that to go within, each of us must go within and find our own heart, our own meaning, and our own purpose again. We have become so distracted from it, right? We become so distracted from it with the clubs and the sports and the television and the radio. And we become outwardly driven, and we become inwardly disconnected from our source, God, the creator, the divine beings that are around us all the time. So this is a real opportunity for us to all reset. So please take advantage of it. Please take advantage of this time. Learn to meditate if you don't know how to. Learn to breathe. Learn to train your mind and body to become your servants and not your master. And this is what Master Jesus talks about all the time. The servants have taken over our house. And the servants, the body, the mind, the senses, right? The senses are so overstimulated by the world for the last 70 years, overstimulated by that exciting thing and this exciting thing. And yeah, they don't mean, and they're saying we don't mean to diminish the value in interactive activities such as sports and events of play, but we do recognize that it's also important that you have a healthy and strong connection to your innate knowing, your innate relationship with your divine source, so that you can honor and respect that which it gives to you, which you are here to give to your humanity. Yeah. And it's very true. We are here to give something. We're not here just to take. We're here to give. And when we're disconnected from our source, it's hard to know what is right for us to be and do. That's why it's important to distinguish between your thoughts, between your emotions and the opinions of other people, to find your own awareness of what truth is for you, what is right for you, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the simplest way is if you're in discomfort, the chances are you're doing something that's not in harmony with your life. If you're waking up with a hangover, you're doing something that's harming your life. If you're having thoughts and ideas and emotions in your mind that are making you feel bad, then you've got to change that so you're not harming your inner life. Anyway, that's really cool. And that's ultimately where uh, uh, George is stepping in and saying it's really important you understand that freedom must be within you first. For if you are free within yourself, then you will never attempt to imprison another with your ideas or information. You will always offer liberation when you are liberated within yourself, you will always find ways to expand the growth of others, to enhance their lives. And this is what great leadership does. It offers the opportunity for individuals to expand the expressions and capabilities of their individuality so as to contribute to the greater whole of humanity. And this is true on the condition of a village or a town or a city or a nation. This is always true, that each of you is here to contribute that which you came here to contribute. And that when you are aligned to that, you will do nothing but good to others. I like that. Thank you. Hi, Lori. I'm just scrolling up, make sure I don't miss anybody today. We do our best, the best that we can. So great question, Terry. It stimulated a whole bunch of things. Hi, Manoj. Many times during the day, I get goosebumps on my left leg. Is it some spirit? Gnomes. These are little gnomes. I've seen these beings before. They're trying to get you to tap into their energy. There's something about grounding. They're saying there's something you need to get grounded to in earth. But that's what you're feeling. The gnomes are trying to interact with your physical body, but because they're non-physical, in a non-physical bandwidth, you're perceiving it as goosebumps on that leg. So you want to really tap into them. You want to really feel them and really allow yourself to feel their energy, follow their guidance. But I get really strongly that they're trying to get you to get out, to go out into the woods, to go out into nature and connect to nature. And commune with them, commune with their energy. When those goosebumps come up, they said to close your eyes and feel the sensation of the goosebumps and allow the images of what they're trying to communicate to be transmitted to your awareness from that sensation. Cool. Thank you for that question, Manoj. Yeah, good for you, Kira. That's amazing. Makes a huge difference. That's really what this time is about. A lot of people feel like they're victims. Not. You have the chance to be the victor, in your own consciousness. Become the master of your body and your mind. And we don't have all these things distracting us. All the pleasures of the senses have been reduced down significantly in order for humanity and all of its component parts as individuals can repose ourselves and reconstitute our relationship to the source of our life that's beating our heart. And if it's got the power to digest your food and circulate your blood and beat your heart and provide the electrical energy, then it makes good sense to have a relationship with it. If it can change apple into blood and skin and bone, then it can do anything. Get into a relationship with it. Heal your body, align your mind to this higher vibrational consciousness called life that gives unconditionally to all of us 24/7, 365. It is giving to you right now. It's beating your heart right now, beating my heart right now. Good thing to have a relationship with the thing that's keeping you alive. It can give you ideas about life that will help you grow and expand. And meditation is a really good way to get in touch with that energy. We teach that in our courses, how people that don't know how to meditate will learn to meditate in the courses and classes. It's not a complex process that you have to sit on a pillow for hours and hours. It's a very simple process, meditation. Naveed, can you please ask Freya, what specific crystals can I use? I'm getting from her, she's saying obsidian and rose quartz. Use obsidian and rose quartz. Use rose quartz as a central point and put the obsidian around it. Hi, Sin. Hi, I am. I am is asking, is there any help from my divine team today to help me free myself from spinal pain? That spinal pain, again, hang on. That spinal pain is not, you're mistaking the symptoms. You're identifying what's trying to be released from you as a symptom that's ground in your body. The energy of the feeling of pain, this is what I'm being told to tell you, the energy of the feeling of the pain is what you need to transform or transmute. Do not confuse the body with the energy. It's the energy that you're trying to release, called, you label that vibration pain. And it is something that is from behind you, something from in your past. They're telling me somewhere around your midlife. And again, depending on your age range, just take your age now and go to your midlife. That's where they're saying that originated, that spinal uh, energy, that pain that you're calling, was stored in the body there. It's being released now. And you have to let it go. What we tend to do is when we become aware of discomfort in the body, we try to resist it. We don't want to feel it. We try to stop it. We find painkillers rather than realizing there's something in the system that needs to either be released or something that needs to be healed. And you can move into a vibration of love and direct that vibration of love to that pain and it'll transform it. But they're saying you just need to release it. Just be with it. Use your breath to release it. Literally just release it through your breath. I hope that helps. You got nice beings with you, by the way. Can we reflection is asking. That's correct, Renati. It's interesting you asked that because I said the same thing to George Washington. That war is not it's not okay. It's not okay. And he says there are times, unfortunately, in history where it had to occur. Otherwise, you would not be here right now. As a civilization, you would not be here. It would be very different. Sometimes there are conditions in your world that are necessary to help you to grow. Again, I don't agree with war at all. I disagree with it completely because I know there is another way. There is another way. Reflection. Can we manifest anything we desire, like money, quickly, based off our thoughts and emotions? I'm stuck between disempowerment and empowerment. I don't know why, but I got Archangel Raphael coming in for you right now, saying you've got to release the idea and the sensation of being stuck. Release the idea and the sensation of being stuck and allow yourself to be open to the sensation or the feeling of that which you wish to have, as if you had already had it. As if you already had it and you're living from that having as opposed to what you are yearning for. As long as you are yearning for it, you will never receive it, for you will keep it in your future, and you can never arrive to the future from now. I like that. Thank you, reflection. Sonny, any guidance from my spiritual guide, Geraldine? Jerafia. Wow, Jerafia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Jerafia? Okay, she says to me that she's telling me the Y is like an I sound. Jerafia. Go slower. She's saying go really slow today. Yeah, go slow. Drink lots of water. Go slow and drink lots of water, and be mindful of a quiet mind. Be mindful of your mind being quiet. Listen to my whispers. She says, listen for my whisper. Again, I don't know what that means, but listen for my whisper is the other thing she's saying. Oh, Vanessa, thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate that. Archangel, why I feel always tired and with a headache. Vanessa, why you want me to ask your Archangel why I feel always tired and with a headache? Well, for me personally, Vanessa, before I bring through, they're laughing at me now because I like to sometimes pretend I'm smart, right? Which I've been doing for many, many years under their guidance, not realizing they were guiding me. But the first thing that leapt into mind was you really need to be drinking a lot more water. And the rule of thumb on this physical dimension from a medical perspective is one should drink half their body weight in ounces of water per day for the body. Like I said, I can drink up to 3-4 liters a day easily, and then some. Even right now, like I'm not drinking enough. I can feel that as these beings are around me right now, I can feel the actual temperature of my body continually going up. And if you're feeling yourself getting hot flashes and things like that, your body's not getting enough water. It's chronically dehydrated. That's, a lot of people don't realize that by the time they get to their 40s, 50s, you're so used to not drinking properly. You drank caffeine or you drank alcohol, or you drank pop or soda pop, you drank garbage stuff. The body, by the time it gets to 40 or 50, its natural vitality is significantly reduced and you're chronically dehydrated. So you start to get conditions like headaches and dehydration and hot flashes and their effects. Drink more water is the first thing. Um, and the other thing they're saying is focus on love. They want you to focus on love. Focus on the love. I like their energy. Very whimsical. Very, very, very whimsical. Um, I see what. Oh yes, I see. Renati saying, "I see white and blue little balls with closed and open eyes. What is that?" I think some light beings want to remind me on the light. Um, it's they're, they're reminding you that you are that light that you seek. You are that which you seek. Um, when you observe this phenomena that you perceive with your awareness, allow yourself to bring the phenomena into your being. Bring that light into your being. Stop keeping the light at arm's length. That's that's pretty cool. Stop keeping the light at arm's length. Um, Angie, some in our extraterrestrial family are deeply wary of us doing only inward work right now. They warn us that we are not acknowledging a plan in motion to enslave us more. What are George's feelings? This is Angie. I know you bring that up, and this is where I've been wrestling with him all morning. This is why I've been reluctant to really let him just go through the way he wants to go through, because I'm not about. I'm really about love and light. But if you try to harm me in some way, I will defend my life. I have as much right to defend my life as anybody else does. Um, I mean, yeah, this is something that each of us must consciously and deliberately decide. If you feel your rights and freedoms are being infringed upon, if somebody's using force or fraud against you, and there are certainly enough evidence emerging that there has been force and fraud used in the implementation of this condition, that more people may exercise their political rights and assertions to understand that they do have the ability to induce changes in the space around them. They can interact with the environment very differently than what they do to create different results. And I have no idea how long we've gone. I think I went right by the meditation. No, we're right actually on the meditation. Isn't that perfect? So everybody just take a slow, deep breath. We're going to help shift this energy, because really this is the way we do it. My guardian angel John talked about creating this movement 1 billion strong. You can join us on YouTube. So just take a slow, deep breath and let your body become centered into this present moment right now. Just take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, allow your body to become centered in this moment. Completely bring your body and your awareness into this moment. And let all the thoughts and ideas in your mind just drift away, and just be present with your breath. And now take a moment to call forth from within yourself a vibration, a feeling, or a memory of love as you understand it to be for you at this time. But bring that energy forward that you call love into your awareness right now. Breathe that energy in. And when you exhale, expand that energy out to fill the space around your body and the room you're in. Fill the space with that vibration of love as you understand it to be. Then breathe deeply again and expand that feeling out even more to surround the city or town you're in. Expand that vibration out. Inhale and expand it. And when you exhale, expand this vibration or feeling of love out to surround the entire planet. And when you inhale again, intensify the vibration of this feeling in and around the planet. And as you exhale, intensify it even more. Allow every molecule contained within the Earth's atmosphere to feel this vibration of love as you understand it to be. And then inhale it again. And just let yourself expand in that feeling. Let your awareness expand in this feeling of love as you inhale. And as you exhale this last time, just think the thought, thank you, thank you, thank you, and move your awareness and this vibration of love as you understand it to be back into your body, back into your heart center. Just bring that vibration back into your body fully and completely. And be aware of the change in the vibration of your body and the space around your body. Just feel that vibration. Just feel that. Remember, when you assert your authority over your breath, which is your part of your body, when you assume authority over your breath, you're literally sitting on God's throne. You're literally using the spirit, the ability to control and direct matter. That's what you're doing. When you inhale deliberately, you're directing and altering matter. Even when you open and close your hands, you're altering and directing matter. So too does the energy that you radiate out with your thoughts and feelings alters and directs matter. What you think and feel alters and directs matter, not just within your body, but around your body. It is one of the reasons why Master Jesus always says that wherever he went, his energy got there before him. Things were already established before he arrived there. He knew that when he had a certain idea about where he was going to go and what he was going to do, the nature and quality and intensity of his idea actually went there before him. And this is where I've been wrestling with George Washington on the concept of freedom. That when we start to work from the perspective of energy, we can alter time, space, and matter very differently than the old Newtonian model, which is what George was raised in, where you had to use force to overcome another force. You had to use physical force to overcome another physical force. Well, on the level of energy, it changes significantly. That we have the opportunity to utilize energy in its purest form to differentiate down into matter to create very different conditions. The process that you went through of just shortly breathing is a clear example of how you can change the energy in your body and your mind. And when we teach our classes and courses on mediumship, we go into this very deeply, where you actually learn and experience that you are a director of energy and matter, and your breath is the starting point. Think about that. Normally, if you look at any animal in the animal kingdom, animals in the animal kingdom don't deliberately sit there going, they don't have control over their breath. They're surrendered to the divine completely. But the divine has given us, it says here, I give this to you to work with. And it tells us that all the time. I give my life to you to do with as you please. And we do. We're doing with it as we please. Some of us are doing good. Some of us are doing bad. Wow. Thank you for that. Hi, Trish. What does George Washington suggest we do if vaccinations become forced upon us? What he's saying very clearly, there is none that would in his time ever be able to do such a thing as what has been done to you. You are currently existing in a system that does not identify the value of human freedoms as we did. It has developed systems of commerce that has recognized that those who are meant to be those that are being served have now become the servants. Those who are meant to be in service are now forcing those to be the servants. And I'm understanding that to mean that though we as consumers going to a business to purchase goods and service, to receive something from a doctor, a priest, a minister, a rabbi, a store, that they're there to serve us. They're not to enforce anything on us. In George's time, that would not be allowed, which is one of the reasons slavery was something forced on the will of one of our human branches, one of our families. human families was forced into that treatment. It was not okay. So again, I'm going to now go into a personal opinion. Personally, I don't believe in the concept of vaccinations. I know there's schools of thought that do, and for those that want to have vaccinations, they're free to have vaccinations. But anybody who so chooses to not do so has the right to do that, in my personal opinion. And in George's day, that would not be tolerated. Anybody forcing anything on you against your will would not be tolerated. It's why they fought against the British. It's why they fought against the South and North. He's saying there are other elements at play from the perspective of politics, and that you may need to consider that there are factions in politics. One that has been fighting for the liberties of humanity for many centuries, and another faction that has been fighting against the liberties of humanity for many centuries. And these two are now coming to another head. And hopefully it doesn't have to come to physical confrontations in that type of context. It would be very unfortunate. I don't believe it. I think that we are really in an angelic time, that we are here to master energy, that we can literally change conditions and intent with our minds, but at the same time, we still have to take actions and say to this politician or that person, no, that is not okay. The fact that 600,000 Americans go missing every year and aren't accounted for, that's not okay. The fact that the sex trade in children and in women and in men still goes on is not okay. This has to stop. And that is not okay. And that we have agencies of law that were designed or created on the principle of being able to change that. Again, I'm very reluctant to go into the political side because I prefer to work from the perspective of energy, because I know that we are all collaborating. Every one of us is collaborating to this whole creation called humanity. It's a collaboration. You can't escape that reality. Thank you so much. And again, I'm not comfortable. This is one of the reasons why I've been trying to not allow George to come out, because his is like, no. There are very clear-cut rules about what is right and what is wrong, and no man has the right to make another be his servant, unless that man chooses to be so. You must choose it. He says choice is about it. Would doing meditations where we send love specifically to this world's negative, and absolutely, we know this already. You can change the conditions you can change the conditions in your life by changing the conditions in your energy. And you can change the conditions in your energy by putting the right food in your body, by exercising it properly, by doing the things that your body needs. Go out and getting grounded in nature, being connected, keeping your electrical potential properly hydrated, keep the water systems moving. Like, there's things you can physically do to raise your vibration up, and that will alter what you put out there. If you're wearing dark glasses, you're only going to see a shade. If your body is not clean and healthy and vibrant, then it's not going to function very well. You're going to get sick, and the energy that you're going to be dealing with won't be very pleasant. Yes, he actually did. He did not. He's saying, correction, I did not own them, but they were of their own volition. Again, I have no way of verifying or validating that, but that's what I'm getting from him at this moment. Oops, mistake. Don't know how to do a donation with the chat. To the left of the chat box, Prem, is a little like a dollar sign. You just click on that. It's called Super Chat. You just click on that, and then you just follow the prompts, and it will reveal what's there. I'm just scrolling up to see if I just missed anything. There's a lot of them going on. No, he's not. George Washington is not an ascended master. He's an ascended being, and in the fact that he's not in his physical body, but he's still conscious and aware of that he is being a being. I'm just going to see if I missed anything up here. Wow. I hope I have. You guys have been amazing. Just so many questions. 12. So I'm going to ask this question. Since we're in this virus thing, it feels like the temperature of my body is lower. I'm cold often, and yet am not in fear. Any insights? The only insight that they're offering you right now is if there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. Fear not. Continue as you are. Um, Infinite One, any guidance for me at this time? Let's see. I'm not getting anything. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. That's my take on that. Pooja is asking, hi, I want to ask my angels and Master Jesus that why every moment of my life seems to be unsuccessful and unworthy. Uh, you have to let go of that sensation. Uh, he's laughing as you believe in your heart, and your heart. Just for when Master Jesus says, "As you believe in your heart," he's referring to your subconscious mind, where information is stored, and yet is still functional in your life. Yeah. So he's saying, in your subconscious mind, you must release from your house that which is displeasing to you. So emotions, ideas, beliefs you have about being unsuccessful or unfulfilled, you've got to release them from your unconscious mind and replace them with ideas that are of, as John the Baptist would say, is of things of good report, things that are in alignment with who you are. Cool. Reflection. I saw rainbow energy, or is this just in my imagination? Hello, I want to be clear channel and be a medium. Any messages for me today? Jade, if you want to become a clear channel and medium, there are some really good courses out there. We teach a mediumship course which starts in September. You can go check that out. It's something everybody is innately, we're hardwired to be able to tune into that. We're naturally connected to all levels of consciousness. It's just that most people have become so localized to their physical identity, they forget that there's this other realm of energy, which is what you need to remember when you're communicating with your guides and angels. They're in a different realm of energy that you can become aware of. Train your awareness to be more aware of what is non-physical, and you'll start to understand a little bit more. I just want to finish that question for, are these positive energies? Yes. Reflection, they are energies, beings that you're trying to connect to. They're known as, when they come into physical form, they're known as rainbow warriors. When they come in physical form, those beings that you're connected to are known as rainbow warriors, and you can find them in physical form as well. But you can also, you're ready to connect to them on an energy level right now. I'm scrolling down because thank you, Melina. I really appreciate that. Did I miss a question from you, hon? No. Thank you for that $6 donation. I appreciate that. Terry again. I understand how my thoughts can change the dynamic of my coworkers. However, I have prayed endlessly for their happiness and for me to see their truth, but they are still blatantly mean. Start to pray for your happiness too, Terry. Pray for yours as well. I don't know who's saying this, but they're very adamant. Pray for your happiness too. Pray for your happiness too. Wow. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that donation. SJK, long time. I'm trying to let go of negative baggage. Good luck, and let's not give up. When you become aware of any negative emotion in your body or in your awareness, literally take your attention away from it. Use your breath and take your attention away from it. Old negative emotional energies that are stored in your body from many lifetimes even. Old emotional energies can have a lot of amplitude, a lot of energy attached to them. It's a lot of why a lot of people feel like they're going to be overwhelmed or they're going to die if they can't get rid of this feeling. So they take drugs, or they get prescription medications to stop those feelings. But if you keep your body sat quietly long enough and breathe through and really keep your attention off that emotion, eventually your attention will stop feeding it, because your attention is energy. Your attention is energy. And the minute you're looking at it, go, how do I get rid of this? You're actually feeding that which you're giving attention to. Use your breath. Keep your body still and quiet until that energy begins to diminish. You'll feel it. The more you keep taking your attention off it, the less energy it has, the less energy it has, the less energy it has. And again, we teach people how to meditate in our Mediumship 102 course, which is starting in late September. So learn to train your mind and body. They're meant to be your servants, not your masters. But if you've got lifetimes of stuff you're carrying around, it can seem pretty difficult and almost insurmountable. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, right? Release yourself from your past. It's a process. Oh, you're very welcome, Mike. Thank you, Lorinda. I really appreciate that. That 1111 donation. Thank you very kindly. Angie, in hindsight, what important thing did Washington learn from being a Freemason? Wow, he's excited about that question. He says the most important thing he learned about being a Freemason is that the non-physical worlds govern this physical world unequivocally, that there is still good and evil, and that you must be mindful of feeding one and not the other. Yeah, he's sending me these like if you ever seen those little comic books, you flip it and the comic move. He's like flipping all these like these ceremonies and stuff that they used to do, that they still do. He says that alter and change and interact with the physical world very differently from a non-physical perspective. Much the same way as the sun. You look at that beautiful sun up there, that wonderful light that gives us life on this biological condition, and it's affecting matter. This light, this energy called light, is affecting and altering matter. Your light, you are a light. We are all light, and your light can affect matter, time, and space as much as the sun may also. Wow, thank you so much. Great question. I am is asking, what past event or emotions do I need to release the spinal pain? I'm getting two things. One is, again, letting go of the symptom of the pain, the sensation of the pain, to sit with it, not in judgment, to love it, to actually move into a state of love, of grace, or respect for that part of you that is in pain. That's the first thing that comes to me. The second thing that comes to me is you really need to sit quietly long enough and keep your focus off it. Stop feeding it. What we focus on, we feed. Thank you so much. No, he is not. He's saying your current president is a president of your time and would not benefit much from what I would have to offer him. He walks a very fine line, and he does it very well. There are significant difficulties coming up, however, that he may or may not weather. But there is nothing that I would have to contribute to this one. Cool. I'm just going to scroll up and see if I missed any questions, because we're getting close. I think this is actually the very first time in 21 episodes that I'm actually looking at having a few extra couple minutes at the end here. And I want to say I appreciate everybody for all the support. Thank you, Jade. Thank you so kindly for that donation. I really appreciate it. Your support means so much, not just for me, but for what these beings are doing with all of us. Whether you know it or not, your guides and your angels are with you. They're with us all. None of us have an exclusive contract to connecting with these beings, but it does have to be something you choose to cultivate and develop that divine awareness, that a relationship with these beings. It's like, as little children, when we went to the playground the first time to meet other kids, we go, "Hi, my name is Johnny." You need to learn to connect to them energetically and build a relationship with them, much like you build a relationship with your new friends. These are beings that have a consciousness and awareness, their individuality, and their own unique skill set and knowledge set to share with you. build a relationship with them. It's like you wouldn't go to a bar and expect somebody to jump in bed with you. You want to get to know them and appreciate them and respect them, and find out what they're here to offer you as wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. And again, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up for the courses and classes. We're starting in September. We got 3 levels to the program: a beginner's level, a intermediate level, and an advanced level program, which we're in the middle of right now. And you could learn to connect to the teams that are the beings that are with you. We all know this. We know there's more to life than what we see. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Even people that I see on the street, they know there's more to my life than what there is. Everybody knows this, but very few people have a system of knowledge that allows them to explore that in a different way. But we've developed that system in conjunction with our divine team that brought information through and said, do it this way, structure it this way, do these meditations, do these exercises, have these people involved. And that's what we've been doing. Also, there's other ways you can support the work that we do here. In addition to the lives, you can support my work on my Patreon page, where we had our first winner of the first giveaway. Our Patreons get the benefit of you get to ask one question a month of my guides and angels to give to you the answer that they would have for you, and connecting to your guides and angels as well. But you're also going to get unique, special live content that's going to be only for patrons there. And we have a monthly draw at the end of each month. The last day of each month, we have a draw now that you can have a free reading with me if your name gets pulled out of the hat. We're going to be doing it formally in front of the screen next time. We did it on our own with the names, but we're going to actually have the bowl the end of this month, and everybody's name will get pulled out of that, and one person will win the reading each month. So that's another thing that we're doing. And and share and like the video. Please share this information with people. I'm a little uncomfortable with today's because of the conversation about politics and stuff. Like I can be very opinionated politically, but they keep telling me over and over again, this is the time where humanity is here to master their relationship with energy, right? And we're mastering. We got this. But it goes beyond this. We are altering. And somebody posted something saying 6 feet is far enough that our auric fields can't overlap. But auric fields can expand out much further. Your energy field can go out to about, I'm told from some people, as far as 16 feet. You can extend your energy field. Remember, you are an electrical being, and we live in an electrical magnetic universe. And when you got a North Pole and you got a South Pole, and your energy works as a toroidal field around your body, and you can expand that field and you can contract that field. It expands with love. It contracts with fear, right? So you want to expand your field out. So when you're walking down the street, you can never be separate from people in reality. In reality, we are in a unified field, and nothing can change that. No political agenda, no control mechanisms can change the reality that we live in a unified field. And the unified field has infinitely more power than any individual political agenda or personal program or corporate organization. The infinite field is all-knowing, and an all-knowing mind cannot make a mistake. Remember that. An all-knowing, all-powerful intelligence cannot make a mistake. So trust in that and align yourself to what is right for you to align yourself to. You'll end your pain much quicker. We'll take one more last question, and then we'll wish you guys an awesome and a joy-filled day. Let's see. Wonderful. Yes. Thank you, Louise. We'll see you next week. Also, thank you, Trish. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that $20 donation. And Jade, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And also, please join us. We got one more week of this thing that they've had me doing called Shortcuts for Your Soul, which are basically shortcuts for your soul, things that you can actually think, ponder on, dwell, and do that will help move you out of the mass mind consciousness and begin to help the collective unconsciousness, because we're here to redirect the collective human unconsciousness. And again, thank you so much, everybody, for your time, your energy, your heart, your spirit. And I hope that you grow from these. Like I said, it's really, really moving. Lorenda, how to get motivated? Yes, how to get motivated. That's we got 3 more minutes on how to get motivated. Well, getting motivated means you want to get your energy moving, right? That's what motivation is. Motivation is when something gets you moving. And there's a bunch of ways you can get yourself moving that are really simple, jumping up and down, you can actually shift your energy. But if you want to get motivation in terms of doing things, you literally have to sometimes, because when I was under the diagnosis of being clinically depressed 40 years ago, I had to get motivated. I had to physically make my body get up and do things. Now I know, now you want to understand that your body is your servant. It is not you. It is an instrument that you inhabit. It is an animal form that you exist in. You've given it life. Your life is in this form, which is why you can animate and control it. So you will need to train your body because it's an animal body. Animals in the wild will just get up, they'll eat, they'll sleep, they'll procreate whenever they're moved to do that. And that's all they'll do. They'll eat, they'll sleep, they'll procreate, they'll they follow a very regimented, highly structured process for the most part. There are animal beings that are highly evolved. That's another discussion. But as an animal body, your body doesn't want to do anything that it doesn't need to do. If it wants to lie around, it wants to lie around. You have to train your body to be that which you want it to be until it learns it. You have to train it like your hand was taught to write, or your mouth was taught to speak, or your body was taught to walk. You have to train your body, make it the servant. Train your body to get up and clean the house up, or do that thing that you need to do. Sit in front of the computer and finish that article or book you're writing. You need to train this thing, the body and the mind. You have to train them. You have to motivate them. They're never going to motivate you. Your body and mind are just going to do what they're programmed to do. You have to train it. We'll emphasize that. You have to train your bodies, or they will run you, because they're just basically programmed as animals and with the data acquired from your past. So you have to teach your body to be motivated. And it's hard at first, but you keep doing it, it gets easier and easier and easier. Suddenly you're realizing, oh, I went out and I exercised and I feel great afterwards. And you do it again, and the body goes, oh, I don't want to do it, but you do it anyway, and you do it anyway. And before you know it, your body starts going, hey, I like these extra muscles. I actually like the way things are easier to open and close. A lot of people don't realize, even in older age, that when you start to exercise and leverage the body, it begins to become stronger and healthier again. You actually begin to stimulate it to grow. Wow, thank you. Motivation. Get up and go. Yes. Thank you, Patricia. And again, thank you everybody so much for showing up today. Much love. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your gorgeous day. We got a beautiful 16-degree day here in Toronto, and I'm going to go out and go grounding in the valley. Whenever you do practice channeling, whenever you do any grounding, whenever you feel the interactions with your guides, your angels, remember to drink water, go out in nature, and ground afterwards. Important to ground your energy to the earth. You need to realign the electromagnetic field of your body needs to be realigned to the earth consistently and regularly. Grounding, hydration, proper nutrition, get rid of the drugs, the alcohol, and eventually you're going to have a temple, a divine temple. And it is a divine temple anyway. Just sometimes it gets a little cluttered with the stuff we've accumulated from our past. So much love, everybody, and have a joyful day. And we will see you on Monday for those of you that are coming out to our Shortcuts for the Soul. Bye for now.